We recently went to Sand Hollow in Utah with Trail Militia and Dirt Road Journey along with some friends. If you want to see some hardcore rock crawling, I strongly recommend you go check out their channel. Now let's begin Paranormal Tale 7. It was a beautiful spring morning in Sand Hollow, Utah, and a group of off-roaders were out exploring the vast desert terrain. They had been cruising around in their Jeeps, Toyota, Nissans, and Broncos for a few hours, enjoying the breathtaking views of the Red Rock canyons and sand dunes. As the sun began to set, the group decided to take a break and set up camp for the night. They parked their vehicles in a clearing and started to pitch their tents. Suddenly, in the middle of the night, strange noise filled the air. It sounded like a low hum. There was a strange light with red glowing around it, and it seemed to be getting closer and closer. The off-roaders looked up in confusion, wondering where the noise was coming from. Suddenly, they saw a bright light in the sky, moving quickly towards them. They watched in awe as a huge, metallic craft landed in the clearing, kicking up clouds of dust and sand. The off-roaders were terrified as they watched strange creatures emerge from the craft. They were tall and thin, with gray skin and large, black eyes. The creatures approached the group, and the off-roaders could feel their fear rising. One of the creatures spoke in a strange, otherworldly language, and the off-roaders had no idea what it was saying. Suddenly, the off-roaders felt themselves being lifted off the ground, as if they were weightless. They were pulled towards the craft, unable to move or resist. Inside the craft, the off-roaders found themselves in a strange, sterile room. The walls were metallic, and there were strange machines and instruments all around them. The creatures were examining them, shining bright lights in their eyes and probing them with strange tools. The off-roaders tried to communicate with the creatures, but they didn't seem to understand. They were trapped, with no idea what was happening to them or if they would ever be able to escape. As the hours passed, some of the women off-roaders became more and more terrified and pleaded to go home. They had no idea what the creatures were planning to do with them, or if they would ever see their families again. They tried to stay calm, but their fear was overwhelming. Finally, the creatures seemed to be finished with their examinations. They released the off-roaders from their restraints and led them back to the clearing where they had set up camp. The off-roaders stumbled out of the craft, dazed and confused. As they looked around, they saw that the sun was rising. They had been gone for an entire night, with no memory of what had happened to them. They quickly packed up their gear and raced back to civilization, eager to get as far away from Sand Hollow as possible. Years later, the off-roaders still talk about that fateful night. They wonder what the creatures wanted from them, and if they will ever return to Utah to abduct more unsuspecting travelers. The memory of that spooky encounter still sends shivers down our spines, reminding us that there are things in this world that we will never be able to understand. Thanks for watching.